Welcome to EMTB videos. Have you got a 29er bike and you want to keep riding in winter and snow? Well, there are a few options. The Schwalbe Ice Biker Pro is only 2.25 inches wide. It's got a lot of studs and is working great on ice, but it's a bit too narrow. The Terrain Cake Eater can be had in 29 by 2.8 inches. It's a very wide tire, but the stud count is pretty low, only 192 studs. Then there's the 45 North Nicotine. It's slightly wider than the Schwalbe, and it's got more studs than the Cake Eater. The Nicotine is a fairly lightweight tire, weighing in at just below 900 grams. The sidewalls are fairly thin, so you can't go too low on the tire pressure without losing tire stability in corners. On the center knobs, there are only studs in every third row, while on the cornering knobs there are studs in every 2 out of 3 knobs, and there's a quite wide channel between the cornering knobs and center knobs. Grip on ice isn't stellar, it's nowhere near the Schwalbe Ice Biker Pro. Once you hit ice and you start cornering, you will feel like you're sliding. So just have faith and keep cornering and the tire will grip. It will inch sideways, but it won't let go. When accelerating and braking, you're mostly relying on the well spaced out center knobs, and it won't grip as well as when cornering. I did a braking test between the Nicotine and the Ice Biker Pro, and while the Ice Biker Pro is quite a bit better, the Nicotine is still doing its job keeping you upright on ice. Here we are riding on quite compact and hard snow. The snow is pretty dry and it's about -7 degrees outside, and there's a thin layer of loose powdery snow on top. The Nicotine tires are on the red bike and they're up against the Suomi Fat Freddy 3-inch 27 plus tires. They're sort of the benchmark on loose snow. Unfortunately, they don't come in 29er. The Nicotine is a bit twitchy and the rider has to adjust the direction a lot. Climbing on loose-ish snow isn't what this tire does best. It needs to be a bit wider for that. I could drop the tire pressure a few more psi, but that would sacrifice cornering stability a lot. If you want to adjust the tire pressure during the trip, then there is a bit of room for improving climbing grip. On firmer ground, it climbs pretty well. The Nicotine seems to perform better going downhill. The open channel and grippy side knobs makes this tire very good for cornering on firmer surfaces. For the first time during this test, the Specialized Levo with the Nicotine tires were opening up a gap. The 222 studs with a concave carbide tip are carefully spaced out across the tire to provide extra insurance when the surface turns icy. And that's what this tire is made for. It's not for riding on ice, but to help you handle the icy sections. The strengths of this tire is hard pack snow or shallow snow, and even bare frozen trails. On snow it behaves much like the 2.6-inch Schwalbe Ice Biker Pro. It's a bit twitchy and will sink through the surface a bit more than a wider tire. The cornering grip on the Nicotine is just great. It outperforms every other studded winter tire I've tried. Had it only been a bit wider, it would probably be the perfect winter tire for me.